Hey everyone, happy Tuesday. Hope your day has been a fantastic one so far. Um, mine's been pretty decent. Actually, it's been pretty fantastic for the most part. Woke up with a lot of anxiety again, as has been the norm for me lately, but have been able to adjust through that and work through that, and have a lot of good support at home for being able to take the time to do that. So, and then got off to a great start with a wonderful lunch with my lovely and amazing wife and our little baby girl Emma. And then was able to get into my show home here and have some really great conversations and connections with people. And I'm just closing down now and getting ready to go home. And remembered, oh yeah, it's Tuesday. I want to do a video. I want to share a little bit with you all. And it's been an interesting ride for the past couple of weeks for me. And I'm realizing that really it's been an interesting ride for the past several months, maybe several years, maybe just life in full. But I've had a movie scene running through my head for the better part of a week now. One of my favorite movies as a sort of, I guess, a young teenager was the movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones. I remember seeing it in the theater and I loved it. I was so excited about this movie when they made it because when I was really young and I would go visit my Granny Grace in Saskatoon, we would watch the old black and white show, The Fugitive. And I loved watching this show with her, and she loved the show. The TV series was fantastic, and this guy Richard Kimball would every week would find himself in a new location, some small town or whatever. He'd wind up helping people out, but inevitably something would come up where either Lieutenant Gerard was on his tail, or he was getting close to the one-armed man and finally solving this crime that he was wrongfully accused for. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Sharing this fun little childhood memory, but it hopefully all comes together. But the scene in the movie, which was so well done and so well adapted, and they just knocked it out of the park with it. Harrison Ford is in the bedroom of this one-armed man. He's broken into the guy's house, and he's gone through photographs, and he's starting to realize that this particular one-armed man has some connections to some people that Dr. Kimball also knows or knew, and he's realizing that maybe there is a connection here. Maybe there's a reason that this one-armed man was in his home when his wife was killed, and so he phones Lieutenant Gerard, and he gets on the phone with him, and he says, "Do you remember what I said to you in the tunnel?" And Lieutenant Gerard says, "Yeah, I remember. You were pointing my gun at me." He said, you said you didn't kill your wife." And he said, "Do you remember what you said to me after that?" I said, "Yeah, I said I don't care, and I don't. I'm not trying to solve a puzzle here, Richard." And Richard Kimball says, "Well, I am, and I just found a big piece." And then he sets down the phone. He doesn't hang up, but he sets it down. And he leaves. And that's the scene that's been running through my head because I've felt for the better part of a year now like I've been trying to solve a puzzle, an internal puzzle. I'm the puzzle. And I've been trying to solve this puzzle. And really, if I'm being honest, I'm not necessarily honest, but if I'm actually going back here, it's been a lot longer than a year that I've been trying to solve this puzzle. But this past year, it's certainly intensified. And the pressure has been on internally for me, and I've described this to my therapist, where it's so frustrating because it's like a puzzle that I can't solve. But if I don't, it's fatal. This is life or death trying to solve this puzzle that's impossible to solve. But I feel like over the last week that I found a big piece, and that big piece, I haven't fully identified it yet or figured it out yet, but it ties in with something that is very difficult for me to talk about. And most people, if you know me, I don't generally use this word very much, and I pretty much I'll cringe around it for the most part. I hate it, and that's the word. It's hate. I've realized that at a very young age, the word hate took on a very, very bad connotation. And I've realized that because I've been able to piece some stuff together and realize that I've been carrying some hate in me since a very young age, that I was ashamed of having, and that so I couldn't express it. I wouldn't express it. And so not only did that hate, but all hate became a very shameful thing. Hate is bad. Hate is not a good thing. And actually we see this in our society. I see it on a regular basis where it's, zero tolerance for hate, and not tolerating any sort of hate. And just over this past week, tapping into that and understanding that because I couldn't do anything with this hate, because hate is such a bad thing and so toxic and horrible and evil, all I could do with it was internalize it. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I'm pretty sure hate has become a really big pearl for me. You can go back and find the pearl video, but it's definitely become a really big internal pearl for me. And because I couldn't express it, and I wouldn't allow myself to go there, it all became internalized. So if you do know me, you'll know that the very few things that I'll use the word hate are generally self-directed. I hate the way I look, I hate the way I feel, I hate what I've done, I hate what I did, I hate what I didn't do. All of that's fine. I can hate myself just fine. I'm really good at it. But hating someone else is not acceptable. Hating another person or another people of any kind is not acceptable. And that means that I'm bad, so I'd have to hate myself for doing it. Which you can start to see the impossible loop of negative self-talk that can be constructed very quickly. Now, for a young 3-4-year-old boy, that becomes a prison cell. And I realized there's a lot of these fun memories of me being in my room alone. I'd read Garfield comics and I would laugh, and I would play G.I. Joes by myself in my room for hours. I would construct these detailed storylines of these G.I. Joe characters and rescue missions and all these kinds of things. And that was me avoiding my hate and the things that I hated. That was me hiding. And it was a pattern that I started developing at an early age, and spent the next 30 some odd years of my life honing and internalizing any hatred, internalizing any subsequent feelings around that hatred, anger, eventual rage. All of that had to be internalized. I wouldn't allow myself to express that outwardly. Sometimes it would come out in short bursts, or I found other ways. Sarcasm became a really good go-to method. Humor, I would joke around, I would tease, I would make fun of, I would bully, but always joking, just a joke. Hey, can't you take a joke? Famous words of a bully. Can't you take a joke? And now that's I've uncovered that piece, and so this movie line, this memory from childhood of watching TV with my granny and seeing this movie, and I just found a big piece to the puzzle. I don't know how exactly it fits in, and I don't know what that eventually looks like, but it's a big piece, and it's something I think is worth everyone taking some exploration on. Is hate a bad thing? No, I'm realizing it isn't. Is it black and white? Do I have to, if I hate something, can I not love it? No, I can hate something and still love it, and for different reasons. So it's a great opportunity to examine and explore. What do I hate? Where is that causing me pain? Am I still holding on to it? Can I express it? Should I express it? Is hate a bad feeling? I don't think any feeling is bad if it's applied correctly. Hate can create a lot of really good space around something to protect us and to allow us to examine further and to find healing. So that's where I'm at. It's okay to hate, and it's okay to heal, and it's okay to love what you hate or hate what you love, or both. Thank you so much for watching. Hope there was some value of this for you. And if there was, please like, share, click, follow, all that good stuff. And until next time, I will see you next Tuesday. Bye for now.